why I'm hopping on tonight. I'm not doing a finished project, but I am prepping. I wasn't expecting to be gone so long yesterday and today, so I didn't get projects done that I was hoping to at least start. And before I actually start designing them, I need to prep them. Many of you have heard me say in my floral designs that I use gap and cracks. And that's what this looks like. This is a foam insulation that you spray. And when you spray it in, it expands. But you have to do it 24 hours before you're actually going to use the product because it needs time to dry. So I had to make, and also the other thing is once you open this can, you need to finish it. It's not that you could put the cap back on, put it away, and then use it at another time for another project. Nope, it dries out and not good. So I had to make sure that I had all the projects ready that I need to prep. I don't even know if I'll have enough to do all these, but having more than enough is better than not having enough, and then I would have to waste the can of this. So I wanted to show you these cool projects I have. I am so excited to do this one. This is a candlestick. You know I love doing candlestick arrangements. This is a tall one. I don't have my, what do you call it here? This is probably 16, 18 inches tall. It's got a nice big base. And on things like this, I like to be able to use whenever I can use the gaps and cracks as opposed to floral foam, I do that. I just love using the gaps and cracks. So this is going to be really cool. This is going to be a fall arrangement. Florals, I'm going to have a pumpkin and whatever other fall items I could put in here. And I know nobody get upset with me with fall, but fall projects are in full swing now. Summer is over as far as making. I have plenty of summer items left if anyone is looking for anything. Wreaths, I have plenty of things in the store, so that's still stocked. But as far as making, it's all fall from here on out. I'm actually behind the 8 ball in making it. And I know it upsets some people, and they're like, no, please slow down. Don't let go of summer. I'm the last person to let go of summer, believe me. I will hold on to that with every breath I have. But as far as making, I do need to be making all fall. So this is going to be a gorgeous fall project. I'm going to put gaps and cracks on top of this. This is another one I have. This is going to be a vintage. This is a caddy. I'm going to put gaps and cracks in here. This is going to be a beautiful fall arrangement. I showed this a couple, and these are finds, not all of them, but a lot of these finds are thrift finds for me. I love going to the thrift store and finding items either that I can repurpose, remake into something completely different, and I love looking for different items that I could do floral projects on. Something a little outside of the box that you may not be expecting. And I had showed this last week or the week before, this beautiful fleur-de-lis. Love this. This is going to have a fall floral on it as well. Although I'm not going to put the gaps and cracks on this, I'm going to put a piece of floral foam on here. So I'll show you how I do that as well. As a matter of fact, let me plug in my glue gun because I forgot to do that. Glue gun's on. The other one I have is this great cornucopia. I love the color of this too. This can be very boho, which is so popular right now, but I love the color. It's not dark, it's not too light, it's like a medium color. This has a big opening, and I'm going to put gaps and cracks in here because this is going to be a floral arrangement with a beautiful floral bow. This would make a great centerpiece. And all of these items are really nice sizes. This one is so cool. This is a pumpkin, but it has all of the pieces sort of move so that when you want to store this, you can do it tight and it's easier to store. But I forgot to turn my notifications off. So yeah, on this, I'm gonna do a floral arrangement in the center. What a great centerpiece this is going to be. I know it's hard to see on camera because it's not solid, but I love this. In here will be the floral arrangement, and that's where I'm going to put the gaps and cracks. So I'm going to get started with this and show you. This is going to be a quick one. Again, this is just prep for a project, not actually designing the projects, but you'll see them one by one as I come up. I'll jump on live as I am doing them. The first one I'm going to do is this cornucopia. This could be a little tricky and it could possibly be a fail, only because this is a woven item, which means it has holes in it. There could be a possibility that that gaps and cracks goes through those openings. If it does, I'll fix that afterwards. That could potentially be a problem. I've had it go both ways, where it wasn't a problem and other times that it was a problem. But I wanted to show you how to use this gaps and cracks because many people have asked this for me. So this is sealed with plastic. Cut this plastic off. Take the cap off. I like to shake it. This nozzle comes separately and you have to screw that on here. And then that becomes a trigger to spray. Actually, the first one I'm going to do is this candlestick. This is very tall, so I got to hold it down. The other thing is this expands. Really, this project is made for being insulation around windows, cracks, crevices. So obviously it expands. So you need to spray less than what you would think because it's going to probably double in size. So let me show you. It just sprays right out so easily. And again, I'm not going to spray too much because I know it's going to like double in size. So that's all I'm going to do on that. And I'm going to leave that 24 hours from now. That will be hardened and it's like a styrofoam texture that makes it so easy for me to put my florals in. I'm going to do this little pumpkin. This doesn't need much. I'm starting with the projects that don't need much product. That's all that needs. And I'm going to put these on the side for them to dry. These two are going to need a lot. So I'm hoping, I don't know which one to do first. You know what? I think I'm going to do this one first. Noisy as you're spraying it out. But I only went like halfway up because I know that that will expand to twice the size and come up to the top of this caddy. So that's all that needs. Then I'm going to take my cornucopia. And it's just about coming to the end of the can. So how many? 1, 2, 3, that's 3, 4 projects I did with it so far. Spray a little bit more in this. And as I said, with this one, I hope that it doesn't ooze outside of the weave of this rattan. If it does, you can sort of like shave it off, cut it off. It's so cool how it reminds me of an ice cream machine, a soft serve ice cream machine. So that's all I'm putting in there. Again, that's going to double in size and that will allow me a base to start designing my floral designs in there. I'm going to put that aside and I'm going to put, there's just a tiny bit more in this can. So I'm just going to finish it off in here. It allowed me to do 4 projects with it. And there are different brands that this comes in. This is, ooh, my pumpkin fell over. This is the name brands. Actually, the brand name is Great Stuff. How do I turn it? Gaps and Cracks. But there are different brands that you can get. I get this at Home Depot or Lowe's. I've gotten it at Walmart, which it's not this name. They sort of have an off-brand, but that works just fine. I remember it's a green can. And this looks like the end of it. It's done. Let's see, is my glue gun hot? I need my glue gun because I'm going to use Floral foam, and now this is all done. So I'm going to unscrew that, just throw it out, finished. Another tip, if you don't want to get this on your hands like I just did, it's very hard to get off. I had it all over my hands. I don't remember what I was spraying recently, and it took days to come off. I looked like I had some sort of disease on my hands, so not a good thing. You don't want to get it on your hands. This one, instead of, this thing is heavy. I put 2 screws in the back and wire, so this will hang from 1 wire, but I absolutely love this. You know I love anything black, and I'm gonna add just a spray of this, but I wanna put floral foam on this. And the reason for putting floral foam as opposed to the gaps and cracks, you could take it off. The floral arrangement that I'm gonna put on here, it could come off and you can use this just plain like this. This is a great piece of decor just as is. But you know me, I love my florals, I love my ribbons, so I love to add to it. And I'm gonna make it a fall piece of decor. I cut a small piece of green floral foam. My thought process on this is I'm gonna have florals go diagonal. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of hot glue, and then I am going to put, what do you call these? The plastic ties is how I'm going to secure this. And these are black. Once the florals are on it, it will camouflage it. You won't see any of the workings of how this was constructed. So I'm just waiting for my glue here to get hot. What are all of you doing on a Wednesday night? So funny that I said happy Monday. I'm telling you, I am spent. Absolutely spent. It's been a crazy couple of days. And I feel like I am behind on so many projects, not to mention that I'm behind on doing actual fall items. I have in my head what I want to make. I have many things here that I need to start working on. I just haven't started on them. Come August, those things will start going in the store. August, and I know people are like, oh my God, it's still summer. How can you put that in the store? Believe it or not, that's when people buy those things. They sort of have in their head, I want to be the first one to get it. That may be one of a kind. I'm going to scoop that up. So I need to be ready with that. Not to mention that it takes time to make. So I'll still be enjoying the sun, the beach, the pool, everything that summer has to offer. But as far as making, I will be making all fall. Okay, my glue gun, almost hot. Not really hot enough, but I'm gonna make it work. And this is just to show you a little different the inner workings of how to put a floral design together for a unique piece like this that's not flat. All right, I'm just gonna lay that on there, and one zip tie or cable tie is not enough to go around it, so I am going to connect 2 of them. Do I have my clippers here? Shoot, might not have my clippers here. So I have 2 of them, so it makes it longer, and I'm going to go around the back of this. And I am just going to And this gives it a little extra security. I didn't put too much glue, just a little bit of glue to hold it in place. And then I put the zip tie so you can see how that held that. And once I start to add the florals to that, they will all be inserted in here. And I think I'm gonna, my vision in my head right now is doing a diagonal arrangement. That may change once I actually start doing it. You never know. So often that happens. But I somewhat have an idea. Cut off the ends, and there we go. So these items are all prepped, ready to go. I have the black fleur-de-lis. I have the very tall, this is a metal candlestick. I love the color on this. Keep in mind, in case anybody's looking for great fall centerpieces, this is going to be one. This rustic caddy. I'm picturing this, again, don't know if my idea may change, this filled with sunflowers and a gorgeous fall ribbon. Again, it's a nice size too. It will be a great centerpiece. And the cornucopia, of course, is going to be gorgeous. And as soon as, I want to say the end of August, the beginning of September, this can go out and this can stay through Thanksgiving. So you really will get a long use out of any of these floral fall designs. You know, it's not that you're only putting it out for a few weeks. And then this metal moving pumpkin, which I love, that's going to be available too. So I'm hoping to do a live working on all of these projects. I just wanted to hop on while I was prepping them. I know I had a lot of people asking me about that gaps and cracks and what I use to put the florals in. So I wanted to share that information. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You know, I'll be happy to answer those. And I will give you a shout out and let you know when I will be on live starting some of these projects. I hope you enjoy. I hope it inspires you. And again, any questions, feel free to let me know. All right, I will talk to you soon. Happy Wednesday evening. I'll get my days straight one of these days. Have a great night.